Many people, when asked about the main goal of life, answer that their goal is not to earn the first $1 million. Well, at least money should not be considered the main thing in life, but few argue that they are extremely important. To make $1 million sometimes seems like a daunting task, and people with small incomes, it is even difficult to imagine such an amount. For example, you know how much it will take instead. $1 million from packs of $100 bills. Write your version in the comments on the most. In fact, it's just a relatively small pile of dense packs if $1 million seems unbearable to you. Task: remember that every day there are about 1,700 new baked millionaires. And this is more than 620,000 new millionaires. So how do they do it? How it turns out, many people become millionaires, and why can't you do the same? The answer is actually before. Eerily banal. It's all about positioning, and then how much you price in the market. If the market considers that you deserve $1 million or more, he will give you this amount in turn, and there is many ways. Therefore, only today and only for you at once, 15 interesting ways to earn desired $1 million. Soon subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll start. Number 1. Be in the top 1% of people with promising careers. Be a master at your job, which pays well. To become a millionaire is very easy if you know what you are doing and you are an expert. And let's say doctors and lawyers, these specialists and top management in the USA and Europe earn on average $150,000 a year. But if you know what you're doing, you're really good at it, and you're high skilled, you can double or even triple that amount. The highest paying job with the lowest entry barrier is sales. If you know how to sell, you can earn a ton of money no matter what country you are in. 1% of sellers earn an amount of $250,000 a year, which will allow them to cross the mark of $1 million in just 4 years. Not to mention the fact that the ability to sell is an extremely valuable skill for everyone. Strategies that we will discuss in this video. If you want to know more about selling, read the rules. 10 times the Corden Grant or Trade Bible. Jeffrey Amer's Guide. Number 2. Write a few books that will sell well. The trap many people fall into is to think that they need to write another Harry Potter or 50 Shades of Grey to get rich on a book. The likelihood that you will print and sitting in the park is incredibly low and still earn $1 million. To write a book is a lot of work if you find the right place and the audience that wants to buy it. Few people know, but in order to become the best seller, according to the New York Times, you only need to sell about 10,000 books. This figure may be 5,000 if you were already on this list before. If you write well, just keep going. Release more and more books until one of them becomes a hit. There are many examples. People who did, but our favorite is Amanda Hocking. You probably have no idea who this is, but this is a person who was refused by almost all publishing houses. None of her fired on the wave. She was broke and really wanted to get on the map. But she needed gas money to get to the event venue to earn the $300 she needed. She self-published some of her stories on Kindle. A month later, Amanda got more than $20,000. Then she added all her novels there, and after 20 months she earned more than $2.5 million for a book that wasn't good enough to be selected publishing house. Number 3. Licensed patent or trademark in a large company. Another a creative way to bring value to this world. To be an inventor, designer or engineer. If you know how to solve any math problem better than it is solved without you, you can. Sitting on a gold mine is a perfect example of this. Bosom Johnson. Again, you probably don't have a concept who is this, but you probably heard about water blasters. He created this cool toy, but not had the skills to create a whole company to enter the market of goods and sell, and therefore Pro-Y licensed to a company called Hasbro. He received 3% of the royalties of the cost each toy sold, having earned more than $100 million on this one transaction. Now he has 80 patents and a net profit of over $350 million. Dropshipping under your own brand. And for those of you who have no idea what dropshipping is, we tell this is a very funny and interesting business model. You find a supplier that can pack the item and ship it under your name. Your job is to make the sale. See how it works. Suppose you find a supplier who can pack and ship tea for weight loss for $5 a pack. You run a website where you can sell the same product for $20. dollars per package. When an order arrives, you send the supplier $5 and parts by order. The supplier takes care of everything and sends the order to the buyer on your behalf, and you retain the remaining $15. Dandy, here is the income for you. We did not just choose an example of tea for weight loss on. In fact, we studied and analyzed the success of a young entrepreneur named Greta Van Rio. In this area, he launched an Instagram phenomenon called Fitness Tea in 6 months, and the business began to bring in more than $500,000 a month during the launch of a new product. She made over $1 million in a day. Just so you know what they are numbers, maybe you know how and/or Jenna became almost a billionaire. She also used the model dropshipping. She owns the whole company, have a total of 6 workers, all production and processing. Orders are outsourced to other companies. Number 5, start a small business and continue grow. Though all the ideas mentioned in this list are in a super specific way, thanks to which most people becoming millionaires is just starting a small business and expanding it to start a new one. Business is always difficult, but the path is about the same no matter what business you choose. Starts with solving a problem, determine how you can get paid, and then bring people in so that you can focus on what is important for your business to grow. There are a couple of businesses in your head, ideas, so it's just a matter of implementing them. Way number 6, save money aggressively and invest in multi-year index funds. You need to understand the power of compound interest and use them to get rich. And who can say that this is the most important mathematical discovery in the world? And by kaik we mean Albert Einstein, who said many times that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. If you understand money and investment funds, you know that an annual return of 7% on foreign exchange investments is easy. Get now. The only question is how much money you can save. Traditional strategies work like this. If you can set aside 10% of your annual income, and let's say you earn about $50,000 a year in dollars, it will take you 40 years to accumulate $1 million. Of course, you can say that I don't want to wait 40 years and the income is $50,000 per annum. To me,